Jai Gurudev and good morning to all the students. Students, in the previous class, you have studied about the revision of the previous taught classes. That is, in the previous class, you have studied about the national income, measurement of national income, aggregates of the national income. Now, from this week, I am going to start the new portion. That is, whatever you have taught, you have studied in the April month. Like you have studied 2 units of the macroeconomics. First, already I have revised, and the second unit, that is money and banking. Money, you all know that money is used as a medium of exchange, and previously when the money is not there, that time people are also using goods and services of each other by exchanging goods and services. That is known as barter system. But when the barter system has several drawbacks, so money was invented, and with the introduction of money, money has replaced all the shortcomings of the barter system, that like double coincidence of bonds, lack of store of value, lack of measure of value, and so on. And in that unit, you have also studied about the money supply. Money supply, you know that it is a total supply of money in the economy from all four sectors, and there are some measurements to control to measure the money supply, that is M1, M2, M3, and M4. And in the next unit, you have studied about the banking. Banking, you know that there are two types of banks in our country, that is commercial bank and the central bank. Commercial bank is performing different functions like accepting deposits, advancing loans, and also the money creation. And the central bank is the apex bank, that is it is the controller of all commercial banks, and it is the head of all the banks. Central banks also performs different functions like central bank issue currency. This is the most important function of the central bank. Then lender of last resort, and bankers bank, super bankers to the government. And there are so many other functions also that you have studied in the previous lesson. And also one of the main function of central bank is controller of credit. You all know, students, controller of credit means it is the controlling of money supply in the economy. That you all know that central bank is issuing currency, so it is a responsibility of the central banks to control the currency in the economy, that it should not be increased, or it should not be, the supply of money should not be increased, the supply of money should not be decreased, because it will create inflation or deflation in the economy. And this inflation and deflation is controlled by the central bank through its monetary policy, which is known as the quantitative and qualitative policy. That there are some instruments also to control the money supply, that is quantitative and qualitative instruments. Both is having the difference, that is through quantitative instruments we are controlling the money supply of the overall economy, that is all the sectors in the economy. And through qualitative we are controlling the money supply of some limited sectors. So that you have studied in the previous classes. Now students, today I am going to start the new unit of macroeconomics, that is the third unit. The name is, first chapter of the this third unit is aggregate demand, aggregate supply, and other related concepts. So aggregate demand, today I am explaining first aggregate demand. Aggregate, you know, aggregate means it is the sum of all. When we are talking about the whole economy, we are going to take the word aggregate. Aggregate means it is, we are taking overall economy. We are talking about the overall economy. So here we are talking about the aggregate demand. Aggregate demand means it is the total expenditure of the economy. Students, you all know that there are four sectors in the economy, that is the producer sector, consumer sector, government sector, and four sectors. And the total expenditure of all four sectors is known as aggregate expenditure or aggregate demand. Demand, you know, aggregate demand is also known as aggregate expenditure. So aggregate demand, when we are talking about the aggregate demand, it is the total expenditure of the economy. Now what is the definition of aggregate demand? Aggregate demand, in short, we can say that AD. AD is the sum total of expenditure that the people plan to incur on the purchase of goods and services produced in the economy corresponding to their different level of income in the economy. So aggregate demand, in short, we are saying AD. AD means it is a total expenditure. Total expenditure, you know, expenditure by the people of all, that is the all four sectors in the economy, whatever the expenditure they are doing is known as the aggregate expenditure. So aggregate expenditure means total expenditure in the economy, and it is directly related with level of income. As the income increases, aggregate demand also increases. So there is a positive relation between aggregate demand and income. People are getting income from different sources, and they are disposing that income in the purchase of goods and services for their use. So whether they are consumer, who is a producer, government and foreign, all are doing some expenditure for their consumption or for their different activities. So that is known as aggregate demand in the economy. Aggregate demand here we are taking into ways like AD in closed economy and AD in open economy. AD in closed economy, closed economy is the economy where only two sectors or the three sectors are there. Two sectors, like producer and consumer sector. And also if government is included, it is maybe three sectors. So AD is C plus I, or either C plus I plus G. And open economy, open economy, there are all four sectors are there, and all four sectors are working together. ऑल फोर सेक्टर्स मतलब जो जितने भी चारों सेक्टर्स हैं, कंज्यूमर, प्रोड्यूसर, गवर्नमेंट एंड फॉरेन, जब ये चारों सेक्टर्स आपस में एक साथ वर्क करते हैं, एक साथ इकोनॉमी में सब मिलके काम करते हैं, तो दैट इज नोन एज फोर सेक्टर इकोनॉमी, और इट इज नोन एज ओपन इकोनॉमी. बट AD basically your subjects, your syllabus of economics is restricted to two sector economy only. So you have to give more focus on two sector, that is producer sector and consumer sector. So what is AD in closed economy? A closed economy, even only consumer and producer is there, that is AD is equals to C plus I. And AD in three sector economy, three sector economy, it means AD is equals to C plus I plus G. That means it is the aggregate demand, that is the consumption expenditure of consumer sector, expenditure of producer sector and expenditure of government sector. And AD in open economy, open economy is the economy when all four sectors are working, then AD is equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. And they are also known as the components of aggregate demand, that is AD is equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Now what is C? C is consumption expenditure. Consumption expenditure, it is the expenditure of the consumer sector, that consumers are getting income from different sources, like some are getting rent, some are interest, some wages, some profit. So whatever the income they are getting from different sources, so they factor income when they dispose that income on the purchase of goods and services for their consumption. So it is known as C. C for consumption expenditure, that is it is the expenditure of consumer sector. Now I is the investment expenditure. Investment expenditure, this is done by the producer, that when the producer is doing investment, producer is purchasing goods, purchasing raw material for production. So whatever the investment they are doing for production of the goods is known as investment expenditure. So this is the total expenditure of all the producers in the economy. So it is denoted by I. Now G. G is known as the government expenditure. Government expenditure, government is also doing expenditure. Government is doing also expenditure for the purchase of goods and services for defense people, defense purposes, and also government is doing so many welfare activities for the poor people, for public, and also government is doing construction work for like making roads, bridges, dams, etc. So government is also doing so many welfare activities, so many expenditures. So this is known as the government expenditure, and it is denoted by G. X minus M. X minus M is also known as the rest of the world sector. Rest of the world, that is when we are having other trading relation with other countries. X for export and M for import. So this is known as the foreign sectors. Foreign sector means after globalization, when the foreign sector came, so we are having trading relation with them, like export and import will start. If we are having goods in surplus, so that we are exporting to other countries, and if we are required goods that is not produced in our economy, so that we are importing from other countries. So this is the expenditure which we are doing on foreign sector, that is we are the expenditure on import and the income we are getting through export. So this is the expenditure of foreign sectors. So aggregate, that is also known as the components of aggregate demand, that is AD is equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M, and it is known as the total expenditure of the economy. That is aggregate expenditure, aggregate demand of the economy. So aggregate demand, aggregate demand is the total expenditure incurred by all four sectors in the economy. And in the closed economy, AD is equals to C plus I, and in the open economy, AD is equals to C plus I plus G plus X minus M.